Today in the Looking Glass, we're going to learn about the alchemical process of transforming from lead to gold. And many symbols in our outer reality reflect this process, including the train, the dragon, lead and gold, the Statue of Liberty, Mithra. And we're going to read for Camille today to tell her where she is in her alchemical process. Because if you feel like you have gone through a major shift, you've shifted your diet, who you associate yourself with, how you view the world, your beliefs, your emotions, and you feel like you have died or you're in purgatory, you're probably going through an alchemical process. So we're going to talk about the 7 metals and how these symbols of the train or the Statue of Liberty or the dragon or gold, what that has to do with your being, who you are, and how you shift from an individual person to someone who is no longer alone because you have adopted another energy in your life. This is becoming half flesh and half spirit. So let's dive deep into the symbology of metals and the dragon. So at 1 o'clock, we have a treasure box of gold. There is a defined line, which is the choo-choo train track, around 2 o'clock, connecting to almost 10 o'clock. Below that is a treasure box that is empty, with an owl sitting on it. Below that is a dragon, and then if you look very closely, there's a giant dragon behind the golden ring or the watch, like a train conductor. Now, Camille is there under the track, and she is learning telepathy and to hear the voice of a higher self. And so Camille has rebirthed herself to 11 o'clock. This means she is twice born, or what Christians called born again. Shamans call it birthing your double. Science, if they could see spirit, would consider it an embryo which has doubled and will triple at some point in our spiritual growth. But since we can't see spirit and all we can see is symbolism, this is really a definition or a picture of what your spirit is doing, unbeknownst to you, and how this affects our outer reality. Trains reflect the metal of lead or iron. The track reflects the number 11. The light of the train reflects the third eye. The smoke of the train, the ancient train, reflects burning away all that is false and a rebirth. These are all alchemical symbolisms. There are 3 beings opening a portal at 12 o'clock, and this reflects the Trinity: flesh, spirit, and a higher self that is an animal like a dragon. Let's think about the Polar Express. The Polar Express is about a dimension of time, of learning certain attributes. And then the golden bell, reflecting the golden sun. And when we see the golden sun behind the head of Christ, this is the alchemical symbol that we have shifted into Christ consciousness, or we have transformed from lead to gold. The Statue of Liberty is made of iron, and it has 7 points. It looks both male and female, and was the original Christ, as the Statue of Liberty is Mithra. And so the 7 points on the crown of Mithra is a reflection of the 7 metals. It's also a reflection of this world that we live in: 7 continents, 7 seas, 7 days in a week, 7 colors to the rainbow, 7 heavens, things like that. In alchemy, there are different stages, and each stage is reflective of a metal. The first stage is the stage of chaos and is the stage of lead. It is symbolized by the raven, or a bird, kind of like Noah's Ark and the raven that Noah released initially. It is the purification stage, and it is the raven and the skull. This is death. And then the last stage is called the final stage, is the greater work. It is expressed by the sun. It was missing at the start of the circle. It is also called the reddening. This expands spirit into matter. The completion through the color royal purple red, like the dragon. This is the circle behind the head of Christ. This is the final stage of the full manifestation of spirit within flesh. And the spirit illuminates flesh. So it's the illuminator, like the light on the train. It is connected to gold coins, the golden sun, the perfect union of flesh and spirit. On the front of your train has the number 111, and we're going to talk about that as well. A work of gold is manifested into the world by the way of the sun and the moon. This is the perfection of our consciousness. Basically, it's the ability to speak the voice of God and use our hands for the purpose of the energy of God. This is Christ working through your body, God working through your body, the Holy Spirit working through your body, and you've become obedient to that energy. So it takes you into under the eye of grace. But it is also a time of judgment. Your energy will be judged against that of a feather. The nature of your work is now scrutinized, and the feather is known as the feather of truth. And we have thus ascended into higher consciousness. So you actually become the train conductor instead of the young children who are learning life lessons. So you become like a judge, or you become a teacher, and you become someone who teaches others instead of being under the track in a world like a prison. When we have balanced our male and female, our Adam and our Eve, we begin to look like Mithra, who was both male and female. So in alchemy, there are 7 metals: gold, silver, mercury, copper, lead, iron, and tin. They represent the mind, the spirit, and the soul, and they have symbols connected to them. These symbols can look like crowns or swords. If we persist in all efforts, we become a collective consciousness that works for truth only, not lies, not negativity. And they say it actually transforms your human body. And you will step into a gift and a power that may be designed just for you from your higher self. If that's the gift of teaching or the gift of healing or Reiki, you have to step into your gift and have faith in that gift. Your body is the holy temple or the secret vessel and the laboratory for this transformation. The dragon was considered to be matter, metal, like the train and the physical body. So your spirit, animal spirit, is the dragon. It is the sister spirit of Mercury and the soul. The dragon eating its tail is that all is one. We are all mirrors of each other. And when we realize this, we choose to become either a healing power for the collective, or we choose to be alone, detached, and a virus to the collective emotionally or through our belief systems, because we do not obey our higher self or our spirit guide, which is a dragon for you, Camille. They say that alchemy is humankind becoming God. I would more like to say that we are all fragments of God, confused and lost, and we find our way back to truth through this transformational process. They say that if the dragon has wings, it's female, and if it doesn't, it's male. You have 4 dragons, 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, and only one of them is winged. So it's 1 female, 3 male for whatever reason. So the silver dragon gives you luck. And I think that this dragon of luck and gold comes with the number 111. It's called the magical square of the sun. And it equals 111. And since there's 6 lines, this comes to 666, which is not necessarily a negative number, because you have 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons within your human body. So if your body becomes 111, which is the energy of the sun, then this means that you have dominated lies, the world of sin, shame, ignorance, and narcissism. This means on your boat, the raven didn't represent death. The holy dove has now come back with the olive branch and is now representing eternal life. So this is fire dominating water, gold dominating lead, the sun dominating the moon. And for you, Camille, it's about having confidence and stepping into your power and encouraging you. It's your time to shine. It's your time for prosperity. It's your time to be the conductor, handing out tickets, giving hot chocolate out. And even Harry Potter, when we are 12 years old spiritually, we get on a metaphorical choo-choo train, and some of us are learning as we teach. So you're going to learn as you teach, as I do. But it's your time to teach. It's your time to step into your voice, which you have to realize that your voice isn't your voice. Your higher self will speak through you. The dragon will speak through you, and you allow it because it is the voice of truth. So before, when I read for you, you were on Noah's Ark. And I believe that the dove has come back and you have finally stepped into this golden energy. And so watch what you eat, watch who you are around, begin to listen and follow this voice with everything you do. We always talk about cleanliness is next to godliness. Clean your house, clean your car, clean your emotions, and clean your belief systems. And when we are completely clean, we are an empty vessel for spirit, the energy and frequency of God to manifest within our lives and create a better world. So the world that you came from had an empty treasure box, and inside the treasure box was a minister of the owl. The owl is wisdom. And so you have been born again. And so now this means you have been born in places on high. And so you're not yourself anymore. So anytime you think thoughts of I'm sad or I'm angry, always stop yourself and say, wait a minute, I'm not just me anymore. Look up to your higher self and go, hello, how do you feel today? Your higher self will say, hey, can you give me some joy? I need it, and you have to feed your spirit now. Feeding your spirit is feeding it frequency, truth, life, forgiveness, letting go, and stepping into your power, becoming powerful, becoming a teacher, and having the faith to do so. In the underworld, it's kind of like the show Stranger Things. There's a number backwards. It's 4344, but it's written completely backwards. And I think that this is a communication that we were in an upside down world. Call it jerk world. And since we've been rebirthed, we've been set free. So we need to not carbon copy or connect with people who are in the lower realm, because that's not our world anymore. Our job now is to help people on that choo-choo train to learn lessons and to help them transform from lead to gold, from the moon, empty, void, cold, to the sun, warm, glowing, full of light and truth. Please look at the symbols yourself and come to your own conclusions as well and do your own research. Allow the symbolisms to carbon copy in your mind and dream about some of the things that you're seeing here so your higher self can continue to counsel you and bring you and step you into your adepthood. So good job, Camille. Don't be too hard on yourself. Make sure you're drinking enough water. Mother yourself with forgiveness and laughter, and father yourself with balance and logic. Connect with your dragon. Because in the old world, the dragon tries to kill you because it takes away our ego. But then once our ego is dominated, the dragon becomes our good luck dragon. Kind of like the never-ending story. My name is Mary Moses, and if you would like a reading about where you are spiritually or your spirit animal, feel free to comment below, and I'll send you a link to my Cash App. Thank you, Camille, for everything that you have to teach us here. And if you have any questions, you can comment below and we can continue to discuss your piece.